to get supplies, highlight the plight of the people in Gaza. In terms of getting to that point of peace, what is your message to Hamas? Do you believe releasing the hostages would be the best way to do that? Would you call for that to happen?
Look, I mean, on October 8th, Israel announced that they were going to not allow food, water, fuel into Gaza. And to be fair to them, they stepped to their word. They've done exactly that. They've starved a population of millions of people. The United Nations have called what's happening in Gaza City a famine, but obviously not a natural famine, a man-made famine. Our objective here is to break the siege. Our objective here is to bring attention to the idea that Israel are allowed to starve millions of people. What a ridiculous idea. I think Australians are very kind-hearted people. I think they are disgusted by this idea of a population being starved. So all I can say is, like, the politics have got nothing to do with the aid workers. The aid workers are on a mission, and that mission is very simple. How do we get food in? And more broadly, how do we end this genocide? I mean, it's been recognized by Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, most of the major human rights organizations around the world. Francesca Albanese, the Special Rapporteur of the United Nations, has called it a genocide. I think, firstly, how do we end this siege? How do we get food into this population? And secondly, how do we end this genocide after 2 years of horrors that we've all experienced on our mobile phones and witnessed these true human rights violations and war crimes?
But you don't think calling for Hamas to release the hostages is a pretty good start in terms of ending the atrocities that you were just describing?
But Ash, you're kind of suggesting that Israel should be allowed to starve a population in return for hostages. Does that sound fair to you? That sounds like collective punishment.
I'm simply asking if you.
Yeah, I'm just running by your logic. You're saying if they release the hostages, maybe then the civilians will get food, right? That's the definition of collective punishment.
As a first step in terms of some of the demands that Israel has put on the table.
Yeah, but that means Israel are using food as a weapon of war. They're using food as a leveraging tool to get hostages back. Is what you're suggesting? That seems to me like a collective punishment of millions of people. Imagine if somebody applied the same rule to Australia, right? If we've got 24, 25 million Australians. Somebody had an organization had a issue with the Australian government, and the response is, well, let's starve the whole Australian population and then see how you like it. I don't think we'd be having the same conversation, would we?
Look, that wasn't my question, but I think, you know...
Your question was whether if they release the hostages...
Whether it would be a good idea for activists
to
also call for Hamas to release the hostages. That was the question.
Yeah, I'm saying that the premise of the question is ridiculous. We're talking about millions of people that are being starved to death.
Okay. We'll have to agree to disagree.